welcome to Jagee's Cookbook. Now, never dismiss a hamburger, a homemade hamburger, as junk food. Now, I don't like the term junk food anyway, but the ones we get outside or the ones we buy from fast food joints are probably not as healthy, and we do not know what they're really made of. But I am not going to sacrifice on the taste factor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it at home, or I do make it at home. I make all these alternatives at home. And this time I'm going to show you a very, very special recipe of mine that is very, very simple, a beef burger or a normal hamburger. Now this is as simple as could be, because, well, in cooking, what you have to realize is that the simpler, the better. Do not complicate beyond a certain limit, because once you complicate it, the tongue finds it very, very difficult to differentiate all the different types of tastes, and it leaves you confused or leaves your brain confused. Don't do that. Leave it as simple. And this world is complicated in itself anyway. So why do we want to make our food or our cooking complicated? Now this beef burger is very, very simple, totally simple. There are different versions of beef burger. Now I have shown you my chicken burger before. This time it's about beef burger. Now the thing about beef burger is that, well, there are different people who do different types of burgers. They make it as complicated or as simple, different ways of making hamburgers. But what you have to be very, very adamant about is that the mince or the beef should be of very high quality. Now there is a saying that hamburgers or mince is best made with not so good cuts of meat. No, it's not so. You have to take the best cuts of meat, like the sirloin part of the beef, and mince it on your own. If you mince it on your own without any fat, okay, you mince it at home, then you will get the best burgers. Once you make your own mince, a few simple things, and then you're ready to make the perfect burger. I am going to show you how to do this. Very, very simple, juicy, delicious burger. And I know this is very simple enough to make. So you go ahead, note down the ingredients, and do exactly what I'm going to do right now. Show you right now. First, what we need is, we need a grill pan. You can grill it in your oven, or you can grill it on a barbecue, which is really good. The thing you have to remember is that you shouldn't, overcook the meat. If you overcook the meat, what happens is it becomes rubbery. It loses its juiciness and tenderness. What you have to do is you have to cook the meat till a certain limit. There is a correct limit for it. Once you understand that, then you'll be perfect in making the perfect hamburger. Now first, what we have to do is we need hamburger buns. It's easy. It's the best to buy it from the shop, because making it is a major headache. So buy it from the shop, you get lovely burger buns. And what we need is we need to toast it. Okay, so let me just light the grill pan. This is grill pan because it's got these lines in it. Okay, now you can use the frying pan, but it leaves nice. It makes it uniform, or it cooks uniformly. Okay, now you can add butter, whatever. If you're not very health conscious, you can add butter, but I prefer to add a little bit of canola oil. Okay, just a bit, just to toast it. That is the burgers. Now, the reason why I toast the burger buns, because they're soft, what happens is that once we assemble all the things, it tends to soak in. So in order to stop that, in order to make a waterproof barrier, we toast it. So what I have to do is I have to cut this along the top. Okay, now cut it. Don't cut it halfway through. Cut it like more of a bigger downside than a upside. Okay, let this toast well. Okay. Now, once that's nice and, well, it's toasting along, what do we do for our burgers? We need 450 grams of beef minced. This beef is the sirloin part of the beef, and all the fat has been taken and it has been minced at home. That is the best quality of burger. So always make sure, don't be fooled by the shops or by the fast food joints you get that they say that they give you the best burgers. No way. They don't give you the best burgers. The best burgers are always made at home. You just taste and see the difference, and then you will never eat it from any other fast food joint. You'll always make it on your own. Simple things. So mincemeat, which without any water or anything, no moisture or anything. Okay, no moisture. What we need to do is simple. We need to either mince it or grate it. That is, we need to mince 1 onion and 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, very fine. Okay, or we need to grind it into paste. Do not cut it into big pieces, because if you do, what happens is you make the burgers and the burgers tend to split and break. So we don't need, or we don't want that. Okay, so this is all roundabout. Okay, let me take this is fine. Okay, we'll leave it here. This needs a little more, a little more, a little more. Okay, now what we have to do is, let's deal with the onion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finely chop it. Now I can't finely chop it with my hands, so I'm going to use my faithful chopper. Okay, so I'm going to help it along and just meanwhile keep an eye on the burgers. We don't want it to burn. Okay, I think that's more than enough. Okay, just keep that there. Switch this off. My eyes are already starting to water. Let me just cut this into cubes. And there. Then we need, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. Now this is 3 cloves of garlic. 1 garlic is as big as 2 garlics. So this is actually 4. Okay, so all according to your taste. So what we have to do is we have to chop very finely, or you can mince it. Now, I could never do this with my hand. It would be absolutely a laborious job, and I would be actually watering down like Niagara Falls. So I wouldn't be able to do this, but this is perfect. You can actually put it in a blender and go zip, and it'll be perfect. Meanwhile, let me just light the fire. Okay. Remember, I toasted my buns, so that is there. My hamburger buns, that is. Okay. And let me just make it as fine as possible. if I ever can. I don't want to touch it with my fingers because I know that I'm going to cry again. Onions are very, very, very cruel to me. They make me cry. Now, what I have to do is I have to take out this finely chopped onions and garlic and plop it on to my minced meat, 450 grams of beef minced. Okay, I have no other choice. I have to put my hands. Ooh. Okay, good Lord. Should I wash my hands? Because I've heard that, well, after chopping or while you're chopping your onions, if you wash your hands once in a while, it'll stop you from actually washing up or crying. Let me put a little bit of salt. Okay, this is rock salt. Okay, now rock salt is much better than the normal salt. Now I think in Malayalam we say rock salt is induppu, which is supposed to be a very, very much more healthier version than the true salt or the salt we get out here, which is processed by lots of chemicals and bleached, and real salt is not, it's not white in color. Okay, they process it and bleach it and make it white. Anything white is not good for you. Even white sugar, even maida, that is the flour, all-purpose flour, all is white. The white, anything white is processed and artificial, and it's not good for you. Next, what we need is pepper. So we've put our salt, and we're going to put our pepper. Pepper should be fresh crushed pepper. Okay, it shouldn't be, well, pepper powder. It should be crushed, like it shouldn't be very. It should be coarsely crushed. Okay, and it should be. You should put it quite a lot, and because pepper and beef is, I mean, great combination. Now, with your hands, you have to mix it. Nothing else. Okay, nothing else. Just one onion, that is a small medium type of onion, 450 grams of minced beef, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, depending now if it's very small, 4 cloves of garlic, salt and pepper. That's it, nothing else. Just mix it along well. Don't bind it with anything else. Now, at shops, probably you would get which is bound by egg and flour. It's not the perfect, or it's not the true authentic hamburger. The authentic hamburger is like this. Meanwhile, let me just light the fire, which hasn't been lit. Yes. And this should be oiled. It should have a little bit of oil. So I'll keep the oil here because I'll keep on needing the oil. So canola oil or sunflower oil, not coconut oil. Okay, and let this heat well. It should be a grill pan. If you don't have a grill pan, you can do it in a frying pan, no problem. Now, taste for your seasonings. You want more salt, more pepper. Do not over salt it. Once you over salt it, the burgers taste yucky. So don't over salt it. You have to be very careful with the salt. This looks perfect. See, you don't need egg or this one. It just stays in one, or it gathers very well. Okay. Let me see whether I need a bit more salt. A bit more pepper. I'm going to burn my staff's tongues out. Now, take a fair amount of, well, this mixture and make it into patties or hamburgers, whatever you want to call them. Okay, big or small, according to the burger. Now, my burger buns are not that big, so we'll make it, well, a medium type of burger. And well, the shape, now we are not in a contest to make the best shaped hamburgers. These are homemade hamburgers. So a little bit of, well, imperfectness is okay. Okay, now put this on the pan. It should be, well, pretty hot. Okay. If you're not very sure about the quality of the beef, it's a good idea to put 1 tablespoon of tomato sauce or ketchup. That would be a good idea. And also, you could also add, for more flavor, you could also add, well, a bit of English mustard or Dijon mustard. That is, well, around 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. But like I said, for the authentic, nice beef burger, you need the best beef, quality beef, and you have to mince it on your own. And all you have to do is add the things I showed you. You're perfect. You just need a little bit of oil. You don't need too much. Okay, you need a little bit of oil because all the fat has been taken, or the fat should be taken from the beef. Okay, and it does not contain any fat of its own. And the ones you get, well, in fast food joints, is full of fat, and good Lord knows what all they have added into it, and they probably add trans fats too, which is also very bad for you. That's why fast food is not a good idea, especially for young children. So if your kid says, "Mommy, I want some, well, I would love to have some hamburgers or pizzas," make it at home and give it to your children. That's the best you could do for your children, and that's the way you can show your love. God, I talk a lot. What is this? Now my hamburgers are going on. They're singing in the pan. Okay. They're actually shouting at me right now. Let me just change the position. It actually does not need eggs or flour. I mean, you saw them. I didn't put anything, and it's sticking together. Now, don't make it very thin. If you make it very thin, it will tend to break. So it's good to make it kind of thick, and it stays juicier like that. Now, what we have to do is we have to start assembling the burger, and I'm going to start assembling it out here. Okay. Take our burger buns and take the underside of it. Okay, it's toasted well. Lettuce leaves. Okay, try to keep the frilly parts outside so it looks very pretty. Okay. Now, do not forget your burgers, which is round about done. Keep it on low heat and let it drain. Just keep it on low heat. Because it's mince, it tends to cook very fast. Okay, so now the reason why we first put the lettuce is that we do not want the hamburger to get in contact with the bread, otherwise the bread will turn soggy. Now this is going to be a barrier, that is, the lettuce leaf is going to be the barrier. Okay, we'll just switch this off. This is done. Well, 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Okay, and it's perfect. Now let me just take out one. It's lovely and brown, and put it on the lettuce leaf. As soon as that's done, let me take out, now if you want cheese, you can put a slice of cheese on top of the burger, okay, on top of the burger, so that the cheese will melt. As soon as the burger comes out, the cheese has to melt on top of the meat. You don't have to put the cheese. You can avoid the cheese if you do not want cheese. Okay? Now, what you do is add a slice of tomato, 1 or 2, how muchever you want. Might as well put 2. Then put the top and press it down. You can. If you're not going to put cheese, you can put mayonnaise on top of the top part of the hamburger and press it. Okay? In fact, that's what I'm going to do now. For this, I'm not going to use my cheese. I'm going to use some mayonnaise, which I need to take it out from the refrigerator. And next, let me just take too many things to concentrate on. Okay, on top. So this time I'm not going to I'm not going to put the cheese. I need some mayonnaise for one. Like I said, it's all up to you. Now, if you don't like mayonnaise, you don't like cheese, don't put both of them. Just add a little bit of butter, which is very, very tasty. Okay, unsalted butter, if you want, or mayonnaise, or cheese, whatever you want. Then, finally, what you need is ketchup. That again depends upon your own liking. Press it down, and you're ready with your burgers. Once this is done, you can put your mayonnaise, your brown sauce, or your tomato sauce, anything. You can have it. You will enjoy this totally. So try it at home. Don't eat from outside. You like it.